Well, I've got another evening video, just a classic art moment. So I'm gonna do something a little different. We have a guest room that my wife has made into a retro room, older things from the 50s, and I've got some of my older paintings in here too. So I just thought I'd touch upon them, but maybe talk about some of the collectibles in here that my wife has collected. There's, see, some old 45s, Glenn Miller, an old record case, some older transistor radios, got an old typewriter, and there's even a lava lamp. It's not turned on right now, but and you just see here's an old bed tray that she put in here, but she did a good job with these things. You see in the corner an old dial payphone. And here's some old family photos. There's a old Brownie camera. And anyway, just some antique looking things. And I've got a few pieces of art in here. There's an acrylic on canvas. I think that's 30 by 40. And I've got some of my old watercolors that I did 40 years ago. And I used to go down to the Oklahoma Historical Society, and they would let you buy. They had just tons of old historical photos, and you could buy them. And so I used to buy some that maybe had old vehicles. Here's one, and I would do watercolors to look like the old sepia photographs. This was back when I was 25, 26, when I didn't even need glasses to do detail work. But you can see, used to really put in a lot of detail. It's got glass over it, so there's going to be some glares, but I would really see the lug nuts on that. There's the old driver and the house behind it. There's the signature. I used to date them back then, 6/26/83, so quite a long time back. Here's one I've kept for many years. Kind of my favorite all-time painting. I just call it the pipeline. It's one of the first oil pipelines ever laid in the oil business. And I got kind of an old retro gold leaf frame. And this one's just called the pipeline. I was 25 when I did this one, so you can see the detail. I put a lot of time to get all that detail. I don't know who these guys are, but they were a tough old crew, I'll tell you. You could tell they could worked, and then you can tell that guy's the boss man right there. I think you can tell that. There we go, 1980, 40 years ago. And at one time I had this painting for sale. I took it to Santa Fe for a show at the Cathedral Park, an outdoor show at the St. Francis Cathedral, and I had an oil man that was going to buy it. And at that time, I was like crazy. I was giving stuff away price-wise. This was worth a lot more. He backed out on it at the last minute. I'm glad he did. I think I was going to sell it to him for $900, and I think if I sold, I don't know if I'd sell it, but I'd probably ask for $9,000 now. But my dad was covering my booth while I was gone to get lunch, and said an old gentleman came by and told him about all this. He had worked on a crew like this, and he could tell you which job everybody had. These guys would turn the pipe. You can see the joint there, and then the pipe wrenches. pipe wrench, and then there's your boss man. And then there was a guy they call, I don't know if it was him or maybe it was this guy. He's got a bar over his shoulder and he's not up holding a wrench, or maybe that is a wrench. But anyway, one of them was called the, this old fella told my dad, one of them was called the pinger. Would ping, and they would ping in time. And they would turn, 4 or 5 guys would turn those wrenches at the timing of the pinger. He'd ping that pipeline. And my dad really got a kick out of hearing that guy. This was about 1991. And but anyway, this is kind of my all-time favorite painting. It's a watercolor, again, done in the style of an old photograph. And I used to be mainly a watercolorist, and but I don't know if any oil men are out there, but you would have to really want this before I'd let it go, if you know what I mean. But anyway, that's part of our retro room. Thought that might be kind of interesting for my adoring fans. But anyway, that's it. Thank you for being a part. I've got some more in the studies, some photographs. I'll do those in the next night or two. But thank you for joining me, and I will see you down the road. Bye bye.